Hello, people. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to talk about and discuss habitual. Yeah, that's an interesting word to use, habitual. And that very word applies to many people because it's hard to walk 2 feet without running into somebody that is habitual in regards to something. You can't walk 50 miles and not run into a million people that aren't habitual, because if it's one thing in somebody's life that makes them compelled to have and have a strong need for, if it's just one thing, then chances are it's more. And then with some people, it gets even worse than that, where they desire something so much that they have to have and do and take part in something all the time without being able to resist it. They call that habitual, people. Yeah. And when you say habitual this, habitual that, it's not usually for reasons of goodness, decency, prosperity, joy, caring, sharing, togetherness, peace. It's never really attributed to those things. Yeah. When you say habitual, it's usually attributed to and associated with people's bad habits, people's excessive needs, people's greed, people's desires and whatnot. Like, so it tends to gravitate towards that side of bad rather than gravitating towards decent principles or moralities, righteousness, and etc. I'm not saying that habitual doesn't apply to good things overall, but I'm pointing out that it still applies to a lot of things that are sort of bad or near bad or worse in terms of people's needs in general. Yeah, like some might say, wow, that's a trip. So how can we deal with this habitual thing? Well, I would quite simply say, go with the things that you know you need in life, that you have to have first and foremost, like food, water, clothes. And if you are obsessive in regards to those, then it is not habitual. It is more because of basic needs and necessity. But on the other hand, if a person is like, I gotta have 10 Pepsi Pops a day or 10 Coca-Colas a day, I gotta get it, I gotta have it, then they go out and do it. And then even though they're taking in too much sugar, caffeine, and everything else, then then that is bad. But it is like something self-inflicting, but it's not damaging unto society that way. But nevertheless, it shows that people have their habitual needs and they're going to do what they have to do to fill those habitual needs in regards to that. And hey, if people run out and do a world of good with their habituals, then that's the type of habitual society needs. Yeah. Okay, folks, thanks for hanging out with me. And I'd appreciate it if you would give me those likes, comments, and please subscribe to me, Detroit Miracle.